So you're German?
Yes.
And your son is German?
Yes.
Married to a black woman?
Yes.
I think she wishes that her son would have married into better stock. Like, she tries to break us up, told him that he shouldn't have married me, called me ghetto, filthy.
My mom tries to be very controlling, and as her son, it took me a long time to see that.
Is she the woman that you would have chosen from the catalog of daughter-in-laws?
No.
She has an issue with how we're doing things.
Their house, it was so bad. The kids' high chair, the old food crusted in. It looked awful.
She don't get to roll up in your house and criticize your wife.
She thinks that her doesn't stink.
People in glass houses should not throw stones. Throwing stones. This is the letter you sent to Misha. Do you have any awareness of how violent this is? This is what she said to your daughter. I can't imagine what your childhood was like when a mom is not available, present, or loving.
That woman.
You are an adult bully.
Oh, God. They didn't have to come if they didn't want to.
Yeah, but it's not that they didn't want to.
Okay.
It's that there is a problem.
Okay.
And that problem would be you. Iyanla Van Zandt, and I am here to help you do your work. There is a problem.
Okay.
And that problem would be you. And the problem with you is that you fight to be right about everything. And in the process, you bully people.
Wow.
Now, how does it feel to hear that?
Sad.
Okay, good.
Okay.
That's a feeling.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's not my intention.
It doesn't matter, my love. You are responsible for what shows up.
Yes.
Talk to her. Tell her.
Rita, we care. I mean, and I'm so glad that you wrote in. But when you walk in the room, you have this air about yourself.
Class.
Or, yeah, and I don't mean to be judgmental, but it's the way it makes
really?
me feel. No, I'm being honest with you.
Wait a minute. Tell me what's, Miss Rita, tell me what's going on right now, because what you're doing right there, let me just share with you. Listen, not to get a response.
Okay.
Hear what's being said.
But
Not
did
with
you
your
hear
ear.
what she said?
Yes, I did.
But did you
And
hear
then you
that?
have an air about yourself that is diminishing and demeaning to others.
Wow.
You walk around as Umi, as grandma, as the wise woman. Umi to Umi. Have you ever said to this woman, I don't think your daughter is good enough for my son? Because to not do it is to be emotionally dishonest.
Okay.
So that y'all as grandmas can clean this thing up, because the energy has to rise up from you. From you. Tell her.
I don't think your daughter is good enough for my son.
Then you have this here. I know that her, Ramisha's mother, was probably drug addicted. She grew up in foster care and shelters. In my world, horrific. Understand? Have you ever asked her about her drug addiction?
No, we never talked about it.
Why don't you do that now?
As it relates to my drug addiction, I had a friend that was very, very close to me, whom I loved dearly. He got killed due to domestic violence from a violent woman.
So, and that made you?
Yeah, it made me very, very sad, because to know somebody for 2 years and they're in your life and then they're out of your life and then their son is abandoned, they don't have a dad anymore. Yeah, that's quite shocking.
And as a result, the way she soothed herself was with drugs. Did you know that?
No.
Well, you said here, I know that her mother was probably drug addicted. Why did you know that?
Because I was told from
But
Misha.
then you knew. Then ask her mother. How long were you involved in drug use?
3 to 6 months.
Yeah, so not what I was told from Misha or not what she expressed. Maybe it felt different to her.
Yeah, maybe it did.
Yes.
Just like it feels different to you.
Yes.
But you made certain conclusions and judgments about it and held that because your other statement here was, I realize she doesn't even want a relationship with me. I thought this must start with her own mother. That's what you wrote.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're walking around with in your heart. Maybe she doesn't want a relationship with you because you don't think she's good enough for the man she's been married to for 7 years. Baby, that's why she don't want a relationship with you. Maybe it don't have nothing to do with her mother. Maybe it's because you hold violence in your heart towards her. Maybe it's because you think she doesn't love her husband enough. Maybe. And you take the things that she shares with you, the elder woman, and you take those things and use them as judgments and use them against her. And they're not based on fact.
So when Misha said to me before, you don't want me to be with your son, that's not true.
You said it's true out
said
of your mouth.
I did not feel that she loves him enough.
No.
But that was over time.
You said, I do not feel she is good enough for my son.
Okay, if
This your behavior and your way of being.
wow.
You're culturally arrogant and you're a bully and you fight to be right. I know that's a lot to take in.
No, I don't need to be right. I don't need to be right.
But you refuse to be wrong. It's the same thing.
No.
And that's where the arrogance comes in because your
Okay.
perception and your perspective is of a white woman
Oh, yeah. But
that doesn't take into consideration the experience, the culture, the expression of everybody around you.
Wow. I feel that this is very offensive.
Yeah, it's offensive to me too. It's offensive to me too.
But that's how I not go around and say, oh, I am
It's in
white,
your
I am
genes.
German.
No, because I really don't think that this stuff is about race. I really don't.
No.
It's there, but I don't think this is about race per se. I think it is about culture, class, and how you, with cultural arrogance and white privilege, take your experiences and twist them so that they're made to be acceptable, but you'll write the same crap about her that your mother went through.
I was not aware.
Well, now you are.
Yes, now I am. Yes.
And the question becomes taking responsibility for it and making adjustments.
Yes.
I think there's another part here, a breakdown, I suspect, even with you and Misha, that some of the things that she has communicated to Miss Rita, we may need to clean up, okay? And you and your son. You got to clean this thing up.
Yes. And I'm anxious to find out what he has to say.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you won't have to wait much longer.
Okay. Okay.
Coming up, you got to give yourself permission to feel your anger towards her.
It's okay, Misha.
Talk about it. Feel that. Don't fight it.
Yes.
Feel it.
I stopped it here when I found out about
Well, would you tell your face? Because that's not a face of feeling.
No.
That's a face of fighting.
So just pile it up on me.
Miss Rita, the lights are on and nobody's home.